month has been dips. We have looked at lots of the different styles of dip, how they work, how to put them together, and how to add them to a little bit of flow. I think the prerequisites to a dip, a backwards dip, is you need to be able to toe shuffle first. And if you're not sure how to toe shuffle, I am going to link that video below. And a dip generally is more challenging to do with a toe stop. You won't be able to get quite the drama with your feet having such a wide base, because your toe stop will hit the floor before that happens. So just be aware that if you have toe stops in, it's still perfectly possible, but you'll find that your dip will be smaller because your rear heel is going to need to be lower to the ground in order to give yourself that clearance. Okay, toe shuffle. So we're going to push forward, drop, push forward, drop. And as you drop, you're going to lunge your foot further back. Push, drop, push, drop, push, drop. So from the side, push, drop. So I'm practicing the down, up motion. Now I would practice this until you feel really comfortable with this bounce in your body, that you've got your weight forward, that you can feel your arms wanting to join in up and down, because that tells me that you're really relaxed. Okay, so right now I've got everything is facing forward. My knees, my hips, my shoulders, everything is in a forwards position. As I become more comfortable, I'm going to start push, drop. I'm going to start to push my foot behind. So my foot is on its toe wheels only, and that makes it easier to maneuver. So what I'm doing is I'm aiming my heel to go diagonally behind me, behind the other leg. At the same time, I'm pushing the same hip. So in this case, it's my left. I'm going to push that back, and I'm pushing my left shoulder back. And I'm going to just imagine that I'm serving something. I don't know what I'm serving, but it's something. And it's going to be oh yeah, it's just over here. It's a very kind of gentle motion. So over here, right? And then when I bring that foot back and put my foot down, that's going to trigger the other foot to do the same. So it's reaching behind, and drop, push, drop. So I'm getting used to the idea that my body can be on an angle. Okay, so I'm just adding this twist in, push, drop, push, drop. Now at the moment, I'm very aware that I am stationary on the spot. If you find that you're kind of rolling around and shuffling around, don't worry about that. It's really, really normal. I am very aware of the foot position that I need to be in order to stay on the spot. Okay, so if that's something that you need a little bit more guidance with, I think I've got a video about that somewhere. If you want a little bit more information about feet position, then maybe drop a comment below, so I will make something for you and pop it up soon. Okay, there are so many ways of expressing and performing this movement, and there's not one right way, although the technique of using the toe shuffle, the dribble, is really important. Otherwise, if you just are stationary and you push one foot back, you are going to rely on momentum to continue your movement. And actually, by having the toe, you will learn that you can angle your foot, and that gives you a little point of friction or contact with the ground that is going to allow you to move off, so that you will be using a push rather than momentum and a fling. So the push is going to be way more controlled than doing the fling. So just be aware of that when you are performing your dip. Okay. After that, what you do with your body, your arms, how low you want to go, how much drama you want to add, that's an expressive thing, and that might change depending on the music you're listening to, and so on and so on. But a backwards dip is quite a sensual, sexy kind of move, which is really at odds with the kind of dancer that I am. When I express myself, I feel like I'm quite a goofy, awkward dancer, and I'm really okay with that. I quite enjoy the real goofy moves. I enjoy like a good disco chicken and that kind of thing. So having a sexy move doesn't feel great, because that's not what I'm trying to portray. But at the same time, the fluidity of this movement is something I really enjoy. The other thing with the backwards dip is it takes up so much space. You are like weaving from side to side, and it's challenging. Okay. As you are pushing backwards, so we've gone push, drop, you are going to lean your upper body kind of back slightly, because your backwards leg will counterbalance your weight. But if you're going too slowly, you might fall over. Like, I've definitely fallen over sideways a couple of times, or had to go on maybe a harder wheel or something more slippery and found that I've just gone a bit sideways. So don't be too surprised with this one, because it will involve you pushing your limits and your balance. This video is being brought to you by us at the Skate Sanctuary. Thank you so much for being here. You liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel really helps more people to find us and will help us to grow. And that means we can support more people to find their confidence and connect with each other. So let's start with our push under drop. Push, push, and then we go sideways, push, the other way, push, drop, push, drop. So in this position, my weight is not fully on the front leg, but when I'm stationary it is. So when I'm moving, my weight is going to move to slightly between the feet. So that is why I need to move my upper body back a little bit. And it does not feel natural, okay? At all, not at all. Now, one of the things we were talking about in class tonight was, what do we do with our arms, right? There's this imaginary scoop with the arms. You're going to splash water on your face. Or whatever it is, you're kind of going for this splash motion. Maybe you've seen people doing like a scoop and a splash. But if you imagine you're doing something with your arms, maybe that will help you feel a bit less awkward. It works for some of us, not for others of us. It just depends on the kind of level of drama you like. But what I would encourage you to do is to try it. And if you're going for it, make it kind of as big as you can. And this movement is meant to be done quite slowly so that you can really eke out and milk the movement. But I think that any movement is harder to do slowly because it does require a greater degree of control. So the other thing that really helped me to get more of a curve and more fluidity with this movement was to use my arms and my shoulders, and I am stretching my arm back. As we said, I'm serving, but I'm gesturing out and down. And this was a tip given to me by my friend Craig. Thanks, Craig. Many years ago, probably like at least 5 years ago now. But I'm stretching my arm back. So I actually want my shoulders and my hips to kind of end up in a sideways line. So you're literally taking this kind of trajectory. In fact, you might be going back and up, back and up, back and up. This is not intended to be an efficient move or travel in a forwards direction or backwards direction at all. This is slow and meant to just be enjoyable through your whole body.